Well, you gotta be. I went out there. Mosquitoes sure got me when I went out there and worked on the lights up on the barn. Um, uh, it's not gonna be. Yeah, I'll get through it. I'm tough, but they're probably sickly mosquitoes because they got sprayed the other night, last night, and stuff. And so, yeah, getting through. Bugs react to the healthier environment, the healthier the bug. Do you understand? Okay. So if you spray a lot of poisons and stuff, and then bugs that are meant to, if they don't kill you because you're out of balance or out of whack, they actually can help build your immune system. And you just got to be healthy, got to be clean, you got to and stuff. But there'll be certain things, certain bug bites and stuff. It puts in toxins, but it helps, literally almost like build your immune system. I know it sounds weird, but it's there's a lot of validity to that. So I'm not saying run out and let the mosquitoes bite me. I'm saying they will bite you. Don't panic. Don't sit out there with them. Use natural remedies like the garlic stuff and everything like that to spray around the plants to keep them at bay. Do things healthy. Try to have healthy environmental things. Don't hang out. Put up your nets. Put the things and stuff. Don't make nature accommodate you. You have to accommodate to nature, and you have to use common sense and reason. And don't try to go out and do things when I go out and shoot hoops in the I shoot from like 11 to 12 a lot of times in there. It's a little warmer, but the mosquitoes aren't as active, and so I shoot from like 10 to 11 or whatever and stuff, so I can open up the doors and circulate the place and keep it with fresher air and cooler, and I can go out there and shoot hoops, stuff. And so you just have to do not make nature accommodate to you. You have to accommodate to nature. You need nature more than it needs you. Okay, because nature existed before human beings. Okay. And so you got to understand that the reason why human beings exist is because of nature. And so es muy, muy más importante. ¿Tú entiendes? Okay. Híjola, right? So, what's caused me problem, I have it. I have a better understanding of my existence than most people do as far as my physical health and mental and emotional health, because I've had all these people that have been studying me come up and challenge me, and then I challenge them saying, hey, that 2017, after 8 months I can get myself in really good shape, and in one day you can pull your head out of your ass and you won't. And I end up in the hospital and stop doing drugs and alcohol, Mr. Person. Okay, I told you, and then they thought I was crazy. You think the military is putting this stuff in your body? Well, yeah, since I did challenge them and say in 8 months I can get myself in really good shape, and then one day you can pull your head out of your ass, but you won't. And then I work out excellent, and then they go there and then they tell me, hey, stop using drugs and alcohol, and I don't. So therefore, 2 and 2 is 4. I'm an excellent driver, 20 minutes to Wapner, right? So you're kind of like, I just kind of, and that's the nice thing for me is health-wise. And Suzuki and Senya Singh keep telling me that, that people that don't self-destruct or self-medicate heal, have healthier immune systems, healthier genetic DNA, eternally. Okay. For thousands of years. And so, this lifetime, the one of Herschel Steinstein, I was shooting barns in the hoops, shooting hoops in the barn. And I was thinking of the Tim Roth movie, and it really pissed me off. Well, because if you go study the life about Herschel Steinsteiner, he was a charlatan. He was deceptive, okay? To protect people, he had to pretend to be Enrique Caruso. He had to pretend he would go travel, and he was an entertainer. And he'd make lots of money to protect Jews and homosexuals in Germany, okay, where he was from. He's part of the Berlin Renaissance and stuff like that. And that Tim Roth movie, it's the exact opposite. Okay, the big guy they brought in wasn't Jewish; he was German. He's like a Arnold Schwarzenegger type guy. And they were going after a person that Steinsteiner loved. Okay, they made it real hard for him and this woman to be together. Where he goes up and he's all the best. Steinsteiner's character. Okay, they flipped the roles. And it's the exact opposite. When they're on that boat, Steinschneider picks up the Herschel, the where they have the thing, and Tim Ross being held up by the big muscle guy. It's the opposite. The smaller guy picks up the big guy and is gonna, it scared the shit out of the Nazis. They're like, this guy's like a mom that can pick up a car when it goes in the ditch and rolls over in the ditch. It's like, yeah, he's like that. And he's a psychic, and he's this, and so he's this very powerful person as they perceive him. And they realized they had to find a way. His vulnerability was he tried to protect innocent people from abusive people. And that's how they got him vulnerable, and that's how they killed him. But that's how they do all of us. Is they, our vulnerability is that we will do things to, Little Hawk. Why'd you do it? Because the little eyes of Kate looking up at you. Okay, little brown eyes, and blue eyes. I have blue and brown eyes, and you're cute. And so that's what they do. And then you're like, well, you can't say that. No, you can't do that. You've got to hide your love away. You can't do that. Okay. The way the technology is working now, I was up there on the roof doing the lights, and I think a lot of the assholes left over that are doing this stuff. This is just an estimate. I can't tell you for sure. But I would think that most of the people that were in the dirty deeds done dirt cheap during the beginning, from the Bush to the Obama administration, when they took me to Sierra Vista, a lot of them may be dead, okay, dealt with, got rid of, because of their brain activity and quantum computing and stuff. So it's kind of like a don't ask, don't tell, but it's like, you guys know way more than you think you know. It's kind of like the way I was trying to describe it to this general, you're in like Flynn, was, dude, that's like the Pope claiming not to be anything to do, not having anything to do with the guilt of the priest molesting the children. Okay. That's like saying, I set up the massage parlor, but I didn't have anything to do with the sexual, and the hand, and I'm Bernie Mac, and I didn't have anything to do with the girls doing the other things that they were doing to Diamond there, you know what I mean? It's like, she had absolutely nothing to do with it. Right. How about forgive debt and trespass level? What's all that about? What's all that about? And when you guys keep using language like trust and faith and God, okay, and you've been a part of the scientific study of a guy whose life fulfilled the book of Revelation, and you're a part of the torture, and then you act like it's not happening, and you got rid of the people that were, we're going to clean everything up and correct it. It's like with Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, and Barack Obama, and Joe Biden, you got to clean everything up. And Flynn and Keene, they're all clean. They're Boy Scouts. Yeah, they didn't have nothing to do with, you talk about being Sicardo. They didn't have nothing to do with shit like that. No. Tyler Sheridan movies with Nicole Kidman and Zoe Saldana. Just take the banana peel. Take the fucking banana peel. You can put it in your garden. Okay, but you're obnoxious. I'm not obnoxious. They are. They think they can quirk their way out of this. I don't know what they're thinking. I'm watching it and I'm like, maybe they're just, they all seem pretty confident in what they're doing. If I was them, I'd be like, I wonder how many of them are going to start committing suicide in the next couple of months because of what Jeffrey Hinton talked about. But it's possible. But you're like, I don't know. I don't wish for people. No, I know they got Michelle killed. What they did with compromising Amy and the way it affected, especially. Well, I don't know how it affected the other kids when they went to Phoenix, but it affected Ray and Pat with their love and protection of one another. Those two kiddos, I love them so much. And the thing that was, I was walking to go get the mail, is that nothing really, we didn't have it. There's no smoking gun Epstein thing, oh, you're nice and firm. It wasn't like that. It was just good people being abused by bad people, trying to get through it as best we could, helping each other through, talking it over, just the two of us, And I remember Patrick said that, I said, they're either the trapped or they are the trapped. And he goes, I think they are the trapped, Dad. I think it seems like that, son, but it's not true. We're not scientists with the top science experiments manipulating everybody with the top science experiments and being multimillionaires because of it. So I don't think they're the trap. I don't think Natty and Amy and I think they're trapped and they're being lab ratted and abused just like us to see how amazing we get through it. And we did a really amazing job. And I'm excellent at helping people correct themselves. We know that with Ray and the people that came here and I talked to. You kill people, and then he ends up back with his kids. And I'm excellent at turn your love around. I love the girl, I need the woman. And so my kids are all grown up and ready to go out on the house and be on their own. And the only one that's not is Crummy, and he's 15. And he adores his mom, and I know, of course, her mom adores him. And I really helped her, get herself more to where she's trying to be a better mom. Because when I jump people and say, hey, you're going to do this, you got to do right, people do. I turn people around. I change people I'm like Judah Krishnamurti, man. DT Suzuki, man. I changed all. I don't have to meet them physically. It's different because Judah Krishnamurti didn't have a YouTube or a Facebook. Okay. And I have DT Suzuki, so I can sit there and assess situations and connect to people, meditation and prayer, and go, hey, you need to get yourself straight there, and I'm going to show you how. Dip dop diddly do. And they don't even have to be aware or cognizant of me. They could be praying to Jesus, and I go, hey, the thunder and the lightning, man. I'm better than Thor there. Yeah. Okay, and Loki put together. All right. What about Odin? I don't know about Odin. Odin, according to Baldwin, Odin's the dude and Jesus is nothing. I don't know. I think more people pray to Jesus than they do to Odin. And I think the reason why they pray to Jesus is because he's a compassionate, faithful, gracious, good shepherd father. And Odin is a war god, so it's I'm going to kill everybody and conquer, and then we will be protected by killing and conquering. Forget that and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful peace. Share, care, given codes to be built to last. Life's eternal, grace is infinite. What you reap is what you sow there. Alrighty then. Okay, let's take this British accent. Love this last one. Hope it rose in a timely manner, and then we'll get us some sleep. I say, let's do that. Quite. Okay, guys, I love you very much, alright? Peace out, man.